So, ladies and gentlemen, what a treat. I have Viktor Gulyás with me today. And Viktor, tell us very immediately about your name. What's so special about your family name?
Yes. So my family name is Gulyás. It's Gulyás is the name of a man, usually a man who takes care of cattle. So and also the name of the soup, Gulyás soup. So um, I just told you before a couple of minutes ago that when I was a kid, I got like so much of this, Gulyás soup, Gulyás soup. So yeah, this is how my name is.
Viktor, you have a background, it seems to me, in some kind of research field. Is that true?
Yes, yeah. So after university, I got a scholarship to Asia, to Japan, Tokyo, and then I was a research student there, and I was about to remain in the research field. I was studying regional integration and regional politics. I was really into it. I still am. I'm very interested in how politics revolve in Europe and on the international scene. I think it's really fascinating, sometimes sad, but still fascinating. And then I had to make a decision after a certain point whether I really want to go there. I had written lots of articles, lots of essays, and my teacher in Tokyo really wanted me to start publishing those essays. But then I had to make a decision whether I really wanted to go to the academic field, like PhD, whatever. I got admission to Melbourne, probational PhD, but then I decided that I really want to go to the field in the same topic, so regional integration. And I came back home to Hungary and I started to work in regional integration. But then, yeah, I got drifted away a little bit. So I didn't want to remain in academia.
You drifted, it seems, into Shiatsu.
Yes, Shiatsu and energy work. I was, okay, with these questions, you sometimes say, I've always been fascinated by energy work, which is not true in my case. But then, yeah, so it would be nice if I could say that, but it's not true. But I got really interested in energy work when I started to do Qigong and Kung Fu. And I attended a Taoist school for 8 years in Hungary. And I was kind of brainwashed, I was so interested. I became so really interested and fascinated by all these things.
So was Shiatsu a logical step from there?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, it was really logical because I was doing qigong to myself. I was doing kung fu. I was listening to lots of lectures from my master in the Taoist school, and then I was like, okay, it's very nice if I do it for myself. It's very, self-cultivation is my path, definitely. I decided that, but then very soon I came to the idea that I want to share. I want to do it for others as well. And then I was searching for the possibilities, how to do it. Maybe teaching, maybe healing. And then these two things came to my mind, teaching and healing, basically. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Now, you came to my attention a couple of years ago when you led that project in Hungary. Will you just briefly take us through what happened there?
Oh, the healthcare worker
Yeah.
project, yes.
Mm.
Yeah, it was, in the last phase of COVID. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And then with my colleagues in the Shiatsu world in Hungary, we had been talking a lot about how we could contribute, because we really wanted to make a contribution. And then at one point, not only me, several people, we'd been thinking about joining the ambulance team or something, or go to hospital. But then we were laughing, kind of like, what could we do? We would be an obstacle to the there, like, what do we know about, it's. And then we realized that there is something very useful, very nice under our belts, Shiatsu. So why don't we do it? It's so obvious. So it was not only my idea. So people had been thinking about it. But I was the one who brought it together. But without the others, I couldn't have done it, of course. And it was so easy to get people on board. Also, people who helped me organizing the campaign, graphic designer, everything. Fantastic colleagues, very nice people, and also the therapists and students. Um, it was a very interesting journey. It was so very intense those couple of months, but we managed, like, I think 60 or 70 of us managed to treat almost 500 people, healthcare workers, healthcare providers, and it was at that time, we also thought that in my mind, we had two goals. One goal was I called it mind goal. That is, Shiatsu can be popular, and more and more people got to know Shiatsu, but also hand in hand a heart goal that we really wanted to make a contribution. And I really felt awe for those people who had been helping people, and they risked sometimes their lives. They didn't get enough sleep, and then it's not fair that we sit comfortably in our room, and doing basically nothing. That was a kind of hard goal.
Mm. So with those two goals in mind, would you say that the project was a success?
It was successful, but yes and no. It was successful because it got to a closure. Everything was fine. People had been treated. Everything was good. But then I would call it a success if we had been able to follow up on it, So, for example, my idea was to, because we got into contact with several hospitals, and they were quite interested in what we were doing, like genuinely interested, which is very rare in my experience in hospitals. But because they don't care, they have many, many other things to do. They do their jobs, right? And they got really interested. And it would have been a very obvious further step to remain in contact with those people, with the directors of the hospitals, and organize how Shiatsu could be added to their list of repertoire of complementary medical solutions, things like that. And it didn't happen because at the time, after the campaign, I had a life situation, so I couldn't continue being very active. And somehow, this initiative died, faded away, which is fine, natural. But now it's a little bit trickier to pick it up again. But I think we'll do it in the future.